and the shit, and the shit, and the shit. Bitch.
Hey everybody, it's me again, Boo, and I'm back with another review. Today I'm going to talk about Paul Gaultier's Kokorico. And it's a crazy bottle, and that's one of the things that got me interested in it, was because it was a crazy bottle. It's the profile of a man's head on one side, and then the other side is supposed to represent his chest, but I don't get that. I don't know, I guess it's this side. Oh, his back. I get it. Like, that's his butt here, I think, is what it's supposed to be. So anyway, it's a crazy looking bottle. It's ugly as hell in my opinion, but most of his bottles are. They're just tacky, but sometimes tacky's good. And so this was very inexpensive. I think I got this, I think this is a 1 ounce bottle. I don't know what this is. It might be 1.5, but I think it's 1 ounce. And I think I got it for like 20 bucks or something. It was just nothing. And so I blind bought it because it was being compared on Fragrantica so much to Neo Naturna's Cocoon. Not for me. It doesn't remind me of Cocoon nearly as much. And nobody says this. So I'm going to look here to see what they say. Yeah, nobody says this. They say it smells mostly, I mean, a buttload of people say Neo Naturna Cocoon and Kokorico by Night by Paul Gaultier, and also L'Instant de Guerlain pour Homme. And that's the one. It's Lidge. My L'Instant de Guerlain Extreme, that's what this smells like. So much. Now when you first spray it, there is a little touch of the Neo Naturna Cocoon in there. I can see the comparisons about the first 15 minutes. You get that cocoa patchouli, rich, really yummy kind of a fragrance. This to me though, and this is also compared to Borneo 1834 by Serge Lutin, this is like a milk chocolate, kind of creamy chocolate patchouli, whereas this and Lidge and Borneo 1834 are more a dark chocolate patchouli. I don't find it nearly as creamy as this, and to me is almost identical, not even close to identical to Lidge, but this is like a knockoff to me. I get so much Lidge out of this. I really do. I'm going to have to do a side-by-side comparison, I think. I was going to do between Neo Naturna Cocoon, Kokorico, and Borneo 1834, but I think instead I'm going to do Kokorico and Lidge, because those are the two that it just instantly triggered a picture of my bottle of Lidge in my head every time I smell this. Really nice stuff. Lot less expensive than Lidge. Now, for some reason on Fragrantica, people love Lidge, but they don't like this Kokorico. I'm not sure why that is. I don't find it to be an offensive fragrance at all. I think it's actually really lovely. It's almost as if there's Lidge with just a slight sour note in there, like there's a touch of oud or something. And you do get what you pay for. I would say this is moderate in its projection and longevity. So at tops, arm's length, probably closer to a foot, foot and a half. And it lasts me about 6 hours. Not too bad, but $20, really? You have to put up with this ugly, funky, stinking looking bottle, though. That's the only thing. Is I'm going to hide this bottle, I think, behind some other bottles so I don't have to look at it. But then if I do that, then I won't ever wear it, you know? So I think if you want a good alternative to Lidge, this is what you should be going for, not if you're looking for Neo Noturna Cocoon substitute. There it is. So Kokorico is Virginia cedar, vetiver, fig leaf, patchouli, and cacao. And really basic, really simple. I agree with all that. I thought there was like a little oak moss or something in there, but maybe it's just the cedar and the vetiver that I'm smelling. But it's super nice, very inexpensive. I think this is a few ticks, just like Lidge is, onto the masculine side, but I still think women can pull it off. I'll tell you, Lidge is one of my most complimented fragrances. Whenever I wear that to work, my work gals just go crazy. They're like, oh my God, you smell so good. Will you walk by me again? I mean, I've had them ask me that 100 times with Lidge. So it's a good one. Now, because I'm getting a lot of female compliments, that really does show that it's good for men to wear, because men are trying to attract the female compliments. I just like smelling really good to everybody, and I work mostly around women, so why wouldn't I wear a men's fragrance? That's who's going to appreciate it the most, is the women. So anyway, and I'll probably end up down the road give my Lidge and my Kokorico to my husband. I'm probably decanted out though, because I don't think he can handle having this bottle on his shelf. But maybe I'll start with the Lidge first, warm him up to the fragrance, and then just when the Lidge runs out, I'll pour that in, you know. So anyway, that's Kokorico by Paul Gaultier, ugly bottle. Great fragrance, great price. I have no complaints about this fragrance at all. I think it gets a lot of bad publicity for no reason. I don't know. I think people have certain expectations of Jean-Paul Gaultier because of Le Male and some of his other fragrances. I know that Classique, a lot of women really like it. It's not really for me. Neither was Le Male. So I think they have certain expectations of what they want him to put out there for a fragrance, and I think this wasn't it. It's kind of the same way as Jessica Simpson's Fancy Nights. Everybody loves her fancy, except for me. Her fancy and fancy love or whatever, I don't know what the rest of them are. But they hate Fancy Nights, and that's the one I love. I love Fancy Nights. I still love Fancy Nights. I just wore it the other night again. So, you know, I think people have to get out these preconceived notions of what a perfumer should put out there. And, you know, it's more understandable with designer, but when you're talking about niche, you should never, ever, ever, ever think and expect a perfumer to put out something that you want. I mean, that's the whole point of niche, is putting out what they want. Different, unique, out-of-the-box kind of fragrances. So I'm all for it. Anyway, I'm babbling again. Sorry. So anyway, okay. Well, that's about it for me. And Kokorico, this one I got at eBay. That's where I got it for like $20. So, but I know they're for sale at the mall and stuff too, so it's not hard to pick up. I think you're gonna pay a little more there, so you might think about eBay. But anyway, all right. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
From the ship. From the ship. From the ship.